So we have a challenge. How do you manage the both? Provide good healthcare to all without burdening either the individual household or the governments for the attendant cost, at the same time make them live happily and contentedly. That should be the ultimate objective. To do that, we have a great answer discovered by the sages, by the great thinkers, by those who are great, accomplished people, and that answer lies in yoga. If you do yoga regularly, it will prevent diseases, it will make your life better with almost no cost. Governments will not be burdened with cost, neither are the households will have to now face the big challenge of how to provide hospitalization or Medicare to their family members. So this is a great opportunity of bringing yoga as an answer to many problems that the global world is facing.
India, several thousand years ago, we find a number of deficiencies in our Vedas and other ancient texts about the principle and practice of yoga. The practice and principle of yoga are being practiced since ages as a part of Indian tradition and culture. Many of the religions' practices are invariably adopted the practice of yoga. The goals of yoga are expressed differently in different traditions. In theistic Hinduism, yoga may be seen as a set of practices intended to bring the people closer to the God, to help them achieve union with God. In Western nations, where there is a strong emphasis on individualism, yoga practices may be an extension of the search for meaning in self and integration of the different aspects of being. Rather, they use the practice of yoga primarily for the physical fitness.
Observe a baby. Any baby anywhere in the world, they are born yogis. Its lifestyle indicates all the asanas.
And it's fortunate here in this country, it has been systemized by our ancient seers, sages, and then passed down to, so that you don't lose those vibrancy.
The purpose of yoga is to become
in the early 70s and 80s, when I would talk about yoga abroad, they would only imagine someone with all ashes, long hair and long nails, standing on one leg.
You find all the qualities of a yogi in a child.
People were scared to send their young people to yoga
Similarly, every
or even
animal
meditation.
practices certain exercise every day.
Oh, yoga meditation, that is for someone in the banks of Ganges. Not a common thing, not common man can do this. Then I had to call it art of living. Some asana, some pranayama, some meditation, some knowledge. Then the art of living created curiosity. What is this? Let's go and see. So there was no fear attached about yoga. We are so fortunate today, we have passed that state of paranoia or prejudice against yoga, which was there in the very, for many decades. And all the yogis throughout the world, yoga teachers, have undergone a lot of humiliation in the 70s and 80s, just being a yoga teacher. It was not easy for them. It was not an easy life for them.
Standing on one leg.